Good morning. It is day 117 of our Te Awaroa through hike, and after 3 days living a life of luxury in Hanmer Springs, we've decided it's probably time to get back on the trail. So yeah, so Paul had some really significant feet issues coming out of that last section. In fact, we actually think it was trench foot, and that was after days and days and days of just wet feet, wet shoes. So the last few days on that last section were pretty tough, hey? Yeah, but we
kind of got the feet working again.
Yeah, so but the feet are looking a lot better now.
Very mildly munted now.
The trick will be just to sort of try and keep them as dry as we possibly can, particularly over the next couple of days. I'm not carrying him over the creek crossings. So I'll just be a bit quiet because I'm moving past the tent. So we this morning have left Hanmer Springs and we're on via shuttle, and we are now on the St James Walkway and about to head out to Anne Hut. So we know that we've got a huge day coming up, so we've got, according to the dock sign, 10 hours and 45, so with breaks that'll sort of chuff out to probably, maybe a 12-hour day. So it's 8 o'clock now, so huge day for us coming up. But yeah, I mean, it's good to be back on the trail and heading into the Nelson Lakes, which Paul has so been looking forward to for such a long time. So when we started planning the TA, Paul was, one of his highlights was always going to be this section. So it's good to be finally here, and weather looks good. So we've got a nice little weather window coming up. So yeah, we'll get going and check in again a bit later. We've found our first trout. So here he is there. Or she. Or, oh, there's two of them. Oh, actually it's one of them with its shadow. Flat Hut. So we were going to stop there for a combined early coffee, late coffee, early morning tea break. But we have to get over a bit of a river there, so we've decided to keep going, just merely because we really don't want to get Paul's feet wet unless we absolutely have to. So apparently there's another hut about 4 k's up, so we'll just keep pushing up there. But the track has been amazing. It's so lovely walking through here. Well, it is 20 to 1 and we've made it to Roxby Hut. So this is just a tiny way off the beaten track. It's very little. So 2-3 bunk hut. So we're just going to have a quick bite to eat here and then we'll keep moving. Well, it is the end of day 17 of our TA through hike, and that is not Anne Hut where we were aiming to get tonight. So what's happened is we Went past this place. This is Boyle Flat Hut just before lunch. We pushed on to the next small hut, which is about 5 k's. Well, actually it's not, it's 3.6 k's up the valley, and during that 3.6 k's, Paul's feet deteriorated markedly. So I don't know whether I mentioned earlier in the day that Paul's had some really significant issues with his feet, which is why we ended up spending 4 days in Hanmer Springs. So just being wet for days and days and days, and on the last section he ended up with what we think is trench foot. So it looked okay this morning, but clearly it was not. So he has made the decision that the feet are just not good enough to sort of continue on this next section. So we're going back to Boyle tomorrow. We're going to stay here tonight and go back to Boyle tomorrow, and then find a way off trail and just then sort of reassess what this looks like for us and the rest of our TA. So I'm moving the camera around a lot because I'm getting bitten like crazy out here. So he's very, very, very disappointed because this was a section he was so looking forward to doing. But I think from a risk point of view, there was only really one way to manage this, and this was to sort of turn back today before we got too deep into Nelson Park and get out and really, have somebody look at these feet properly and make an assessment in regard to when he will be okay to move again. So there's a lovely crew in here tonight. No TA walkers, some section walkers, and just some Nelson Lakes people that are doing Nelson Lakes as a bit of a circuit. So so a nice crew in tonight. So I'm going to get back inside before my legs get bitten off, and we'll check in again tomorrow. Bye then.